So for anybody who has this sefer, which is deep stuff, and we present it here, we present the page. So learn how to follow it, watch what he's saying, see things maybe I don't see. This is my first time, and probably my only time I will go through these things, because we're just flying deeper and deeper into inner space, trying to understand the origin of creation. And he is really showing it to us, but, limited ability to understand. We're over here on trying to darshan this piece right here, which is called Omer Naka, which is, Naki means clean in Hebrew. He said, Ba'omer Naka Tali Talian Elin Asvan. So we have questions about, he brings out questions, these are unusual wordings. Why do you hate hanging, double lashon here, Tali Talian, which usually means like they're certainly hanging. Elin Asvan, what? These letters. So we're trying to understand what these words mean, and there are several different Meforshim here who are telling us the view that we should have. They're not the same. They have different views. Very interesting. There's so many ways to look at something. It's something so complex. So it depends on our perspective. And as we head into inner space, it says Rebbe Yafa Shah. So this is a very important commentary. Is a commentary also on the Eitz Chaim, the whole Eitz Chaim. It should be the Fidarko that explains according to in his normal way. Kol Guver de Erich Anpen Nichlal Mushkal Benetzefeho de Atek Yomit. Everything that we see in the body of Erich Anpen, really it depends on the Netzach and Hod of Atek Yamin, which is inside on the skull of Erich Anpen. Hamislavshin b'sa'aras Amar Naka, and it winds up being lodged, all of this Netzach and Hod of Atek inside of the skull. B'sa'aras Amar Naki, and the clean hairs, these clean hairs that he's talking about. Clean is like lashon, very transparent. There's nothing crudding up, let's say, or mudding up their essence. They're very, very transparent, almost non-existent. So he said, Besod or Choser, and this is the key idea here, is that they're a returning light. And we've seen in other places, so those of us who have read the Otos Chaim, where there's a concept created of an Or Yasher and an Or Choser. The Or Choser is feminine, the Or Yasher is male. So this gives you an idea of male and female tendencies as we live in this world. And here we explain further. The Gam called the Osios, the Shemus Avaya, that all the letters of the name Yud Ke Vav Ke Sha Yud Gimel Hivarta Yud Gimel Kulzi the Zara in 13 bundles of hair, which are also known as Nimin. V'yud Gimel Tikundi Dikna, also the 13 Tikunim of the Dikna. Kulam Teluyim Ba'or Choser, so all of them, I use the word Teluyim, which is really means in, simple translation, means hanging down. But he says hanging down Ba'or Choser with a light that's going the other way, going up from the bottom to the top. The Sa'aras Anal, so he says, Lefi, he says, Shakulim Yotzim Bekoch Netzach and Hod Anal. So there's this concept of the Netzach and Hod of Atek, which is inside of the skull of Erich Anpen. And to get these titles confused, it's very easy to come out of my mouth the wrong way, and I apologize. He said, all of them shine through the agency of Netzach and Hod. When these letters start to hang down. Tali means what? Pirush kihine kola oros hameirim beresha de Erich Anpen. Now you're looking inside of the resha de Erich Anpen and all the lights that shine there. Kulam, all of the lights. Now he said, what are the lights? Well, you have the Yud Gimel Chivarti. There are 13 white spaces. Hayotzim the meirim in the kesser. They come out of the kesser, the skull, Golgotha, and they shine from there. Beina Yud Gimel Kutzi Dis'arim the Reshach of Yotza the Meirim Ma'avira Dakya Resha the Dionis. So to translate, between the 13 kotzi the Sahara bundles of hair of the head of Erich Anpin, Hayotzim, they come out. Umeirim Ma'avira Dakya Resha Tinyana, they come out from the second head. Erich Anpin has 3 heads. And they come out from this second head, which is called the Viradakya, the very, very fine air. Bein Hayud Gimel, or whether we're talking about lights that are coming out of the Mochas Timah, Bein Hayud Gimel Tikuni Dikna, which comes out from Mochas Timah, Yotzim and Meirin Mechochma, which is also known as the Mochas Timah. Kulim v'machbas and netzach v'chod, the atik, all of these are moving because of the netzach and hod of atik. Hem yotzin v'nimsa, hem yotzin, that's how they go up. V'nimsa, netzach v'chod, hem hagormin yetziyasin kamashakasa rabbeinu ba'etz chaim. So they are the force that causes all of these things, which are eventually going to connect to worlds that are outside of them and lower than them, originate. B'shar Erich Anpin, he says over there in the Eitz Chaim, B'shar Yud Gimel Perikei, etc. The Lamata Be'ezus Hashem Yizborach Nidboyer Eich Atik Yomim, how it is, Mislavshim Zayin Tachtona Shebel Beresha the Erich Anpin. They go into the Eish of Erich Anpin. Now they go further than that, because I'm learning about that in another place. But here we're focusing just that there's 7 places that they lodge in the skull of Erich Anpin, which means, to us, translators mean in real panemius of life, the origin of life itself is right here. So that's what he's saying. It's not a small thing. It's the best I could say about it. So that's a dying Tokbodesh, but Resha the Erich Anpin, because Erich Anpin is reality that we understand. It's a core that is inside of everything. V'chanetzav el-chod shebel mislavshim b'shtei bekinos shel Erich Anpin. So they're mislavish in 2 different aspects of Erich Anpin, which are what? V'heim be'bezas naim v'bezas naim shebo, his 2 ears and his 2 eyes. V'hidach kasher oram chozer u'metato la'ela. So now let's say like this. They're in the eyes, they're in that level of the head. And this is towards the top of the head, right? This is like in the deepest part of the mind of Erich Anpin, so to speak. Kasher oram chozer u'metato la'ela, as the light returns. It's a returning light, like on a pulley. He says that this is being pulled up. He said that's their nature. That's the nature. And that's benhom heim besa nine besa nine. He said v'hinech kasher oram chozer mitata la'ela derek aku kruma de avira de Erich Anpin. So they go. The light has to go through the kruma de avira of Erich Anpin. That netzach and hod causes to happen. Asher sham mislavish the ferris the atik, because over there in that place, he says from the kruma of the avira. He says, mislavish et teferes the atek, shuhu bechinas vav kanoida, which is the aspect of the vav as is known. Az ha-oros, the lens, the lights, ha-chem yotzim ala golgolta, then the lights that are coming out on top of the skull, the Erich Anpin, ma'aseh ka'ayin sa'aros, they become there a little bit like hairs. Why? Kedimian suras vavim, because they're like in the form of the vav. Now he says, let me see. He said that the Tiferes of Atik is the Bechina of the letter Vav. Yud Ke Vav. That would be the Tiferes of Atik. Tiferes is a Vav. It's 66 Kitzvos is Heranpin. It's the concept of 6. So he says Kenoida, but it's in that form, which is like a form of a vertical line with a little tip. He said, let's go back over here. So he says in the Mavu Sharim, Kasev is Zos Behed Yecha B'Yosef B'Orach Yu'un Sham. You can see it better. We'll get something over here. V'ofen ki ha'netzef achod b'chinosech b'or chozer, that their nature is, and netzach and hod, is that they carry things, they carry light upwards. Gormim al yitzias kol ha'oros, this causes all the lights, ha'elu, that come out onto the Resha of Erich Anpin, that is when it starts to go back. What is tali? He says tali means depending or functioning as a result of it. Because tali could also mean like hanging from something, also means that you're dependent on the thing you're hanging on. Well, this particular one is everything is hanging on this, is that it's an or chozer, it's an upward elevator, and it brings everything upwards.
Talin Lachzor or Choser, to come back and or Choser, Talian Elon Asvan, so that all the letters that we're going to see come out of this whole idea. Shall call Hashem as Amorko, Be'elach and Mekomos, all the things said in these many different places. So we'll come over here and we'll look here now at number Resh, number Lamed, where it had said previously. He says in the Mabul, this is the Mabul Sharm, so it's quoting the Mabul Sharm. So let's see what he says. He says, Reva Mabul Sharm, he says, Sham V'zel D'Shono, Bediluk, the Gavar Yudadike Netzel Hod Heim Levar Megufa, they're outside of the body. Asher Lechem Mizgalim Bechem HaDinim Kenisker, so there we see the Dinim revealed in them. The Lechem, so therefore, Mehem Yotze Masarosh Hem Chozek Hadinim, because the saros actually are squeezers in order for the light to get through hairs or something like that. If they're impedimi to it, it has to be squeezed down. That's Lashon Din, which is Gevura. Chozek Hadinim, Malashon Asher B'Sa'ara Yeshufani. He says, you knock me down in a blasting wind. Well, here's the word Sa'ara, and he's going to say it's a play on words. There it refers to a blasting wind, but over here it refers to hairs. It's the same word. So therefore they're called sa'aros. Shehem gvuros mansepach, which now let's talk about something else. They're actually the 5 additional letters of the 22 in the Hebrew, because these are the double letters which are called mansepach. V'nimsiki kol bechinos hadinim hem sa'aros. So therefore we say that all the different aspects of the dinim are hairs. The kulam heim benetzach hod, and all of them come from netzach and hod. Sheshama gavuros heichon adinim. So if it says sham tagvuros, so there it's the right reading. There it becomes fortified heker hadinim, that you can see the dinim more, because they have to be squeezed into this. They have to be elevated and squeezed through from the chochmas the ma going upwards. That's the third head, going upwards into the Sevira, which is going to be the Kruma de Avira, which is going to be a second head, and then into the Gugolta. All of that is a process of being able to transform that light, which is in the Chochmas, the Ma, up and get it out on top of the head. Also besod or choser, when they go back up into or choser shehem soda Gavuros, once again, Pogim b'shlosha mekomos, they strike on the way up. The elevator has 3 floors. The Heim Tlas Ration, the Erich, they are the 3 heads, one on top of the other. Erich Kugolta, the Vavira Umocha. Amis Arvel Bekulhu, and it mixes in with all of them. Of Anavko, Bekulhu, Yud Gimel Kivarte, Vyud Gimel Nimim, Vyud Gimel Tikuni Dikno, Bekulhu, Bebechinas Hanetza, Vachod, the Atek Yomim, and Nitzker, and all of it is from that. That's it for today. This is Baruch Fleischman. I just kind of petered out there. Let me read it again. A mis'arev b'kulhu, that is, that this netzach and hoda, this moving up, is going through all of it. V'nafim b'kulhu, and it winds up going through all of them. Yud gimel kivarte, all these 13s. Yud gimel nimim, and Yud gimel tikuni dikna. All of this come as a result, as including the tikuni dikna, are coming as a result of this or choser from Netzach and Hod of Atik. Ukulhu bebechinas and Netzach and Hod. That's it. Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun Elevator Call.